following contest is scheduled for one fall.
I am the incredible man. I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
You hear them pads going click, 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 click. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap.
704 beats by Alex J.
Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap, I leave your backs in the backfield. Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on them big blocks on fourth down with your big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Call the special teams, come punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Learjet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, we just came to win. Win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house. I'm in a huddle talking to the Hawks. We gonna run it down their throat soon as we get the ball. Come out and fire off the ball. We going on one. My skill position so proficient. Break for long runs. Come out running that option. That mean I got the option to keep that or pitch that. Defense they gotta fix that. Four receivers we spread them out in the shotgun. Hot reads I got some. My tight end so awesome. Touchdowns I toss some. We score 6, scoreboard that score 6. Respect the ball, we protect the ball. We don't fumble, no throw picks. I feed my linemen pancakes, so all they blocks are pancakes. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house.
And good evening, and welcome to another Friday night Witherspoon Insurance Selby pregame show here on Friday Night Football. We are into the second week of the playoffs. That's about all I've got for y'all. The weather has completely torn my allergies up, so I've been under the weather for the past week.
Tough week for JP.
Yeah.
We're good to see you, though. Glad you made it here. We're going to wake you up with some Pete's Fish Box fish here in a little bit. Rub a little bit under your nose there. Get some cocktail sauce.
Yeah, get a little hot mustard in there.
A little horseradish. Wake you up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, it's Frog Leg Friday up at Pete's Fish Box. I want to remind everybody our food sponsor tonight by Pete's Fish Box here in Cherville. Get on up here, and we're going to give you the specials here in a little bit. But, of course, our show is always and has been brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby C. Wayne Witherspoon and the gang over there. I guess probably not today. He's probably watching us or listening to us ready for a football game. Go see them next week. How about that? But we got a lot of games to talk about. And just because they're not on our scoreboard, I couldn't fit everything on our scoreboard. So I do got most of the games and who our local teams are playing next week. We will give you all the scores here later on tonight if we don't have them posted on our scoreboard. If you're listening to the radio, wherever you are in Radio Land, wondering what we're talking about, this show is live on YouTube Friday nights. We are live 5:30 p.m. all the way up until midnight tonight. We'll have a studio show going from 5:30 to 7. We got the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show with myself. Brian Branch is in the house, and Ken Link. Say hello, fellas.
Hello, guys.
Red Zone channel starts at 7:30 tonight. We're going to have scores from all around the area. If you don't know what that is, folks, you got to tune into that. That's YouTube only. From 7:30 to 9:45, we got live score highlights from around the area. We got reporters at a lot of the games, and they'll post the scores, and we'll show you scores and updated during the game. I'm going to talk to so some of these might not be accurate, so I'm going to change one of these at least. So a lot of these, we're getting reports on game times being changed to 7 o'clock, and we're looking on the Max Prep stuff to update that. Max Preps has Crest listed as 7 o'clock. Just word from Coach Lloyd himself says 7:30, so I'm going to go with I hope he's not late to the game.
Yeah,
I'd go with Coach on that one.
We're going to go with Coach as opposed to the fella in California that punched that in. So we're going to go a 7:30 start time on that. Then we do have a 7 o'clock start time on the Burns game. So for you Burns folks out there trying to get to the game, your game does start at 7. So our pregame show for the Burns Bulldogs live on YouTube. You can watch that game live on YouTube. That game starts at 7 o'clock, and you can the pregame show will start at 6:30 with Tom and Matt Royce and Trent Marty and the guys. But I just wanted to make sure everybody got that memo on the. If you're looking at Max Preps, Crest is 7, and it's actually 7:30, but Burns is a 7 o'clock kickoff. All right, so the Red Zone channel will have live scoring updates during the games from 7:30 to 9:45. Fun show to tune into. Myself, and I'll have random guests jumping in during the night and watching the highlights. We'll have fun and give you the scores updated as they come across the board. So you can just sit back, turn it up on YouTube, and watch us here on KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel. So tell your friends, tell your family, check that out. And then on the postgame show, we'll have some of those same highlights. But we also talk to our broadcasters from around the area and all of our games. We have 5 games tonight. We'll talk to them about that, and we'll do the highlights during those and give you the updated standings, brackets, looking into next week, and more. So what do we have on the schedule tonight? I've done told you about the Crest and the Burns game. West Henderson is at East Lincoln tonight on LincolnCounty.com's YouTube channel. You can listen to that game with David Potter and Scott Tudor. Kickoff is at 7:30. The Cherville Ironmen drive up to Starmount tonight. Brian Free, Jawan Wilson will have that. We'll have highlights from that game as well. We will have highlights from all 5 of our broadcast tonight. Cherville Ironman at Starmount. If you're listening right now on 92.9 or 1590 AM, that's the game you'll hear. And you can also listen to all the games that we do have, the 5 games on ktcbroadcasting.com. Just go to the front of the homepage, scroll down, click on your artwork for the game you want to watch. Follow the links and just keep clicking until your game comes up and you can watch and listen to it. Of course, the big game tonight up in Rutherford County, Shelby and East Rutherford. We'll have that on 2 radio stations tonight, WHS 101.5 FM and 1390 AM. You'll get Shelby Golden Lions at East Rutherford, and WAGY 107.5, 1320 AM in Rutherford County. You'll get the East Rutherford broadcast. That's the hometown broadcast. So if you want to listen to the Shelby game as a Shelby fan, tune in to 101.5. As the East Rutherford fan, 107.5 up in Rutherford County. Those are our broadcasts that we have tonight. So those are our 5. I'm going to turn it over here in a second to these 2, and they're going to go over tonight's games. Now, if you're looking at the scoreboard at home here on YouTube, or I've got to bracket it off. I've got to resize it for everybody so they can see here in a second. But the top left is the 3A, the top middle is 4A, the top right is 5A. That is the Western bracket. So those are the matchups going forward. So, for example, Mountain Heritage would play Lincoln, or West Lincoln, if they win, could play Lincoln next week. So that's how you read the brackets. The bottom half of it is only half a bracket, basically, for our local teams. Thomas Jefferson's in the 1A, they're on the left. Cherville and Mountain Island in the 2A, our local teams there in the middle. And then in the 6A on the far right, Kings Mountain matchup and the Ashbrook matchup there so as well. So that's how you look at the scoreboard if you're watching at home. So kind of talk you guys through that. But I'm going to turn it over to the fellas here to give you those matchups, and then we're going to kind of look at some of the other ones and more. And I'll give you the times here in just a few minutes. So I'll let that turn it over to these guys. So go ahead, however y'all two want to break that up. So go ahead, Brian.
Okay, well, Ken Link and Brian Branch here with you tonight, and I'll start with the 3A, and I'll do that, Brian.
Yeah, that'll be good.
All right, tonight, West Lincoln Rebels travel over to play Mountain Heritage Cougars, number 16 seed against the number 1 seed. Henderson Bobcats, number 9 seed, are at Lincoln Wolves, number 8 seed. West Davidson Dragons are at Providence Grove Patriots. East Surrey Cardinals are at the North Stanley Comets. Union County Cardinals are at Eastern Randolph Wildcats. Whitmore Warriors travel over to play Walkertown Wolfpack. Shelby Golden Lions travel up to play East Rutherford Cavaliers. And Thomasville Bulldogs are at the Mount Airy Granite Bears.
We'll go straight across the top to the middle there. The 4A bracket, you got West Stokes Wildcats traveling to the Brevard Blue Devils. The West Stanley Colts are the ones coming in to play at 7 o'clock tonight to face the Burns Bulldogs. Tuscola Mountaineers are traveling to the Mount Pleasant Tigers. West Iredale Warriors will be visiting the Pisgah Bears. The Fred T. Ford Tigers will be traveling not too far down to Newton Conover to face the Red Devils. North Surrey Greyhounds will be traveling to face the Maiden Blue Devils. The Bandish Trojans, and what looks to be a pretty good ball game, is going down to face the Kramer Storm. And RS Central Hilltoppers is keeping it in the conference, going to face the High Brighton Panthers.
Okay, over in the 5A, right across on the right, Irwin Warriors are at South Point Raiders. West Rowan Falcons against the Monroe Redhawks. West Henderson Falcons travel over to play the East Lincoln Mustangs. Concord Spiders come in to play the Crest Chargers. The Montgomery Central Timberwolves are at the Hickory Red Tornadoes. The Forest Hill Yellow Jackets are at the Franklin Panthers. The Oak Grove Grizzlies are at Northwest Cabarrus Trojans. And the North Davison Knights are at the Robertson Bulldogs.
Then we'll swing back over to the bottom left where we've got the 1A bracket. We've got the Winston-Salem Prep Phoenix traveling to the Thomas Jefferson Griffins. Roseman Tigers will be traveling to South Davidson Wildcats. East Columbus Gators will be visiting the North Stoke Vikings. And the Andrews Wildcats will be visiting the number 1 seed, the Robbinsville Black Knights.
Right next to it in the 2A, we got the Cherville Ironmen making that long trip to play the Starmount Rams. Christa King at South Stanley. Mitchell Mountaineers at the Bishop McGinnis Villains. And the Mountain Island Raptors at the Allegheny Trojans.
And we'll close it out with a 6A bracket on our scoreboard. The Statesville Greyhounds will be visiting the Ashbrook Green Wave. The Dudley Panthers will be visiting the Ashboro Blue Comets. Kings Mountain Mountaineers travels to the Robertson Rams. And the Asheville Cougars will be on the road facing the Northern Guilford Nighthawks.
All right, some of those 7 o'clock game times for our local teams that might want to know. Winston-Salem at Thomas Jefferson is a 7 o'clock game according to Max Preps. These are according to Max Preps. Like I said, the Crest one was wrong, so take it for what it is. I'm just going to report what Max Preps has. It says Ford and Newton's at 7, North Surrey and Maidens at 7, Bandy's and Kramer's at 7, Statesville and Ashbrook, and Kings Mountain Robertson. Robertson is at 7, as well as Montgomery Central and Hickory. And Irwin at South Point. So pretty much it's saying almost most of those games are at 7. Lincoln and West Lincoln I've still got at 7:30 for you folks wondering about that. And Crest I was told was 7:30 by the head coach himself. So we're going to go with him. But other than that, we do know Cherville Starmount's listed 7:30. Nothing's changed on that one. So everyone else, if you're curious, pull up our website, check the scoreboard. I've got the 7s for the ones that we think are 7 o'clock. At least that's what Max Prep's telling us. So we can only report what they've got listed on their game time. So, all right, folks, there's your matchups for this week. We've got all kinds of things to talk about and do the predictions. So those, like I said, if you're looking at the scoreboard at home, you're curious about what could happen next week, possible matchups. We could have rematches of West Lincoln. Could be fun. Let's see, Shelby or East Rutherford could be going up to Mount Airy next week. Burns Bulldogs, you could be going up to Brevard or hosting West Stokes, depending on what happens there. Could have a rematch. We're going to have if Maiden wins, we're going to have a rematch of somebody between Ford or Newton Conover at Maiden or against Maiden next week. Newton would host. Ford would go on the road to Maiden. Kramer Storm or Bandies, one of those will face off against another one of our local teams, RS Central or High Brighton next week. High Brighton and Kramer are the home teams. High Brighton's the higher seed. High Brighton would host either Bandies or Kramer. RS Central will go on the road to the other two. Irwin is in South Point tonight. That's Chip's Warriors. If South Point wins, they will be hosting either West Rowan or Monroe as number 1 seed. Probably what everyone's looking forward to and crossing their fingers for. We want to see this matchup next week. We'll let the horses out. The Mustangs and the Chargers, East Lincoln and Crest, could face off next week.
That could be a good one.
Yes, it could. I ain't gonna spill the secrets. Top 5 teams in our power poll. We've got 3 of the top 5 teams, guys, in that quadrant. There in the 5A, and actually 4 of the top 5 teams in that, if you count the little bit of that lower part of that. So there's those matchups. In the 1A, Thomas Jefferson, if you can win, you'll be playing either Rosman or South Davidson. If the Cherville Ironman wins, they'll be traveling South Stanley or Christ the King. Mountain Island Charter, if you guys win, will be facing Bishop McGinnis or Mitchell. Ashbrook, if they win against Statesville, will be playing against Ashboro or Dudley. And the Kings Mountain Mountaineers, if they can win against Robertson tonight, will be playing either Asheville or traveling to Northern Guilford. So those are possible matchups for you radio folks listening and wondering what we're talking about on the scoreboard. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk our PowerPoint standings, where everybody's at right now. A lot of the teams had buys last week, so didn't accumulate any points, and we'll talk about exactly how that worked out and going forward here, and we'll be right back on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Do you need health insurance coverage? Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby can help with that. Witherspoon Insurance Agency offers affordable health insurance to protect you and your family. Let their experienced agents help you through the hassle of applying to the current health insurance marketplace plans. Open enrollment runs now through January 15, 2026. Call 704-480-9595 and ask for Justin or Sarah. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com. Compassion, excellence, and reliability. Those 3 words best describe Bayada Home Health Care, a nonprofit serving Cleveland, Gaston, Lincoln, and Rutherford counties with assistive care services in the comfort of your own home. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they've been doing this since 1975. When it comes time, take the time and call Bayada Home Health Care in Shelby. Call 704-669-4000 or visit them online at bayada.com. Located at 1105 Suite 3 on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Yes, they've got golf carts and plenty of them at Kart Guys in Gastonia. Come check them out. And they offer 0% APR financing. Kart Guys has golf cars by Epic, Evolution, Massimo, and Terra. And they are an authorized Trojan battery dealer. They are the home of the lifetime battery warranty option. Plus, they have a repair and service center. Check them out today. Your family will love it. Kart Guys Incorporated, 109 Crowders Creek Road off Highway 321 South in Gastonia. Open 9 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 on Saturday. Online at kartguysinc.com. Like them on Facebook too. The name DeRisi is a well-known name in Polkville. Joe DeRisi operates 3 auto-related businesses there, including DeRisi Auto Sales and Service, located at 4606 Polkville Road. DeRisi Body Shop on West Stagecoach Trail. Whether it's an attractively priced used car or maybe you need a tune-up or body work done, Joe DeRisi is the man. Call 980-295-5000 for the pre-owned car and service shop or 704-538-9956 for the body shop. Like them on Facebook too.
For over 60 years, through 3 generations, Hoyle Plumbing has been the reliable source for all your plumbing needs. Whether residential or commercial, our skilled technicians can handle your every plumbing issue. Rather tackle the job yourself? Hoyle Plumbing has a parts counter well-stocked and open to the public with knowledgeable people to answer any plumbing question you may have. Reach out to us today at HoylePlumbing.com. That's HOYLE Plumbing.com. Your hometown plumber for over 60 years, Hoyle Plumbing is here for you.
Fall is here and Thanksgiving is near. Come into Holly's Flowers and let them create a beautiful centerpiece for your dinner table. They have a vast array of beautiful fall flowers and potted plants and unique gift items. So make your day or someone else's day brighter, or simply give a gift of flowers in thanks to someone special. Visit Holly's Flowers in historic Uptown Shelby and check them out. They're located at 109 East Graham Street, or give them a call at 704-487-2330. Happy Thanksgiving from Holly's Flowers. What is it, Ruby? Two what? Oh, 2 big days, and just in time for Christmas. It's the big 2-day early Christmas sale at Straps Jewelry in downtown Lincoln, Friday and Saturday, November 21st and 22nd. Everything in the store will be 20% off, so don't miss it, the big 2-day early Christmas sale. That's right, at Straps Jewelry, 315 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Online at strapsjewelry.com and like them on Facebook too.
And welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance with Shelby pregame show with Kevin, Ken, and Brian.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome. Witherspoon Insurance with Shelby Western North Carolina football pregame show. It's time to talk a little power poll here. Well, I keep saying poll. PowerPoint standings. You earn points for victories and you lose points for losses. 2A for a 2A victory, 4A for a 4A, 6 for a 6A, and so on. If you lose 0 to an 8A, 1 point to a 7A, and you lose 7 points to a 1A. So if you can do the math at home, we'll go up and down the scale there. Do it yourself. Let's see. We've got 30 teams still active in the playoffs. The way it works now, once you've been eliminated from the playoffs, you are put back in the back of the poll in the elimination chamber. And basically, you'll work your way back up where you kind of were-ish maybe later on. But right now, so for example, Husk getting beat last week, they've got 12 power points, but they're 31st behind teams that have negative 33 points like Union Academy, because Union's still alive. Now, if Union wins the state championship, they'll be number 1 if nobody else in the power poll does. So they'll earn their way up there, but they will not get to. They could have negative points with the and be the state champions and number 1 in the poll, basically, Brian. So there is a little. So that's how it will work. You stay in the poll as long as you're alive, and you're kicked out, and then you come right back in once everybody has been kicked out at the end of the season. State champions are the final rankings, and at that point, whoever's got the most points will be. So if you've got 3 state champions, that they'll be ranked by power points. So we could have 4 in Cleveland County, actually, 4 separate possible state champions. So that would be something to be excited about, look forward to. Not sure, maybe not this year, maybe another year, we'll see. But they've got a chance, all of them. So let's look at the PowerPoint standings. Like I said, now, Brian, when you lose in the playoffs, everyone that made the playoffs got a point, okay?
Right.
And then when you lose in the playoffs, you don't actually lose any points. So you can only gain points now in the playoffs. So you will not be dropping any points. So Husk finished the regular season of 12, got beat last week, and that's what they end up. So Husk, you're at 31 now. You're going to move up at some point. For example, if you want to do some math somewhere in the teens, because Maiden has got 12. They can't lose anymore. So you're going to be 17, 18, 19, somewhere around in there is where Husk will end up at the end of the season, unless somebody behind them, like Fred T. Ford, wins the state championship, or West Lincoln or Burns. So there you go. All right. Eliminated from the playoffs. We have 48 total teams, folks. We got 18 teams out of the playoffs right now in our area. We covered Cleveland, Lincoln, Gaston, Rutherford counties, and the conferences that they are in. So we got 6 total conferences that we covered. All right, so on the outside of the power poll, looking in, number 30, Union Academy, number 29, Jefferson, 28, Albemarle, 27, Mountain Island, and 26, the Cherryville Ironman at -7 power points. At number 25, here we go. For the folks at home, you can now look. North Rowan, -4 points. At number 24, Fred T. Ford at -3. They're 5-6 in the season. They've given up 270. At number 23, West Lincoln, they've given up they're at -2 power points. They're 6-5 in the season. They've given up 310 points on defense. Coming in at number 22 with 3 power points, they're 6-4 on the season, and they've given up 226 points on defense. Is your Burns Bulldogs. At number 21, the RS Central Hilltoppers, they've got 5 power points. They're 6-5 on the season, and they've given up 247 points. All right, Brian, I'll let you take the next row.
And coming in at 20 is Christ the King with 4 power points, a 7-3 record, and they've allowed 186 points on the year. Community School of Davidson is coming in at number 19 with 5 power points, a 6-4 record, and they've allowed 148 points. West Iredale Warriors are coming in at number 18 with 8 power points, a 6-5 record, and they've allowed 219 on the year. Bandy's Trojans coming in at number 17 with 10 power points, a 7-4 record, and they've allowed 314 points on the year. The Maiden Blue Devils are coming in at 16 with 12 power points, a 6-4 record, and they've allowed 215 points.
All right, Ken.
Coming in number 15, South Stanley with 12 power points, 8-2 record, and giving up 124 points, which gives them the 15th spot over Maiden. Coming in at number 14, Shelby with 15 power points, 8-3 record, allowed 214 points. North Stanley coming in at number 13 with 16 power points, a 9-1 record, and has given up 146 points. Lincoln Woods come in at number 12 with 18 power points, 8-2 record, giving up 184 points on defense. And coming in at number 11 ahead of the Woods with 18 power points and 8-2 record and giving up 165 points on defense is Stuart Kramer.
So guys, basically 1 through 13 had buys last week. Well, 1 through 12 did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kings Mountain jumped from 13 to 10. South Stanley had a bye too. Maiden had a bye too. So there was a couple down in the bottom there that had buys as well. Burns had a bye down at 22. So you look at the so Kings Mountain did jump up 3 spots. Now, folks, to number 10 with 22 power points, 7-4 in the season. They've given up 281. Number 9, the East Rutherford Cavaliers with 25 power points, 9-1 on the season. They've only give up 133 points on defense this year. Newton Conover Red Devils, 27 power points, 8-2 on the season. They're number 8 in the standings and they've given up 268 points on defense. Number 7, Corvion Community Cardinals. They've got 29 power points, 8-1 on the season. They didn't play 10th game. They skipped that, and then they had a bye last week, so they haven't played in 3 weeks, the same as East Lincoln.
Right.
Now, Corvian's only give up 85 points on the season. High Brighton Panthers are your number 6 team with 30 power points, 9-1 on the season, and they've only given up 169 points on defense. And that leaves our top 5, which didn't change last week, of course, since none of them played. South Point, number 5, 32 power points. Crest with 36 at number 4. East Lincoln has 39 and Hickory 37, but Hickory beat them. PowerPoint rules, if you're next to each other in the standings, you get to take their spot. So Hickory is number 2, East Lincoln 3, and then Ashbrook is your number 1 overall team still with a hefty lead with 56 PowerPoints on the season. They're 17 points ahead of the closest team, East Lincoln Mustangs. So that's how good a season the Ashbrook Green Wave have had. So there's your PowerPoint standings. Of course, next week we're going to have all kinds of changes with that. I do want to point out, folks, at home looking at the scoreboard here, historically, I mentioned maybe last week that the teams that hover less than 150 points on defense are usually your teams that you look at to contend for a state title. So I'm not saying you can't with 200 or more or 200 or less. I'm saying historically, by my memory and shoddy research here, from what I remember, most of them have had less than 150. And I would even go and say it's closer to 100 if you want to know that your team is going to make a state title, at least Final Four run. So teams less than 150 points on defense, number 1, Ashbrook. Number 4, Crest. Well, Ashbrook's gave up 102. Crest gave up 116. Number 5, South Points give up 138. Number 6, High Brightons give up 169. Number 7, Corvions give up 85. East Rutherford at number 9 give up 133. How about the Stuart Kramer Storm in that conference this year, only giving up 165, and Lincoln Wolves at 184. So they're close to the 150 mark, but not quite there. North Stanley at 146. 60 of those points are against South Stanley, I think, who's going to give up 124. So look for that South Stanley team to maybe make a run there. And then, of course, Community Schools Davidson are at 148. They're the next closest going on down the line. So if you're just curious on maybe how far your team is, I stress defense. A lot of these people want to talk about offense, especially also in the NFL. Our thing on Saturdays is I think it's 92%, so 45 or the 50 or whatever, 48 of the 55 Super Bowl winners. Only 6 of them have not been a top 12 defense in the history of the Super Bowl. So I always look at the defenses to gauge how far you think these teams might end up. So there's our PowerPoint standings. Any news, notes, or thoughts from you fellas on that?
That's kind of just shook out over time to be pretty accurate.
Would you so looking at the 5A for example, the matchup in that has South Point as the overall seed, 1 seed. We can go back to our scoreboard and just look at that. So it's got South Point as 1, Crest is 4, and East Lincoln 5. And I think Hickory, where did they end up on the seeding at? Hickory's 3.
Yeah,
Crest is 4, and East Lincoln's 5.
I mean,
so but the state has South Point. We've got South Point. Let me say that again. We have Hickory, East, Crest, South Point. They have South Point, Hickory, Crest, East. And so some of the South Folks fans that have been poo-pooing my poll that's sitting here on Friday nights would rather me be doing the seedings right now, Ken, because they'd be higher than South Point in the playoffs. They ain't going to have to travel everywhere. But they could host East next week.
Yeah, but the fact is all these teams are good because they're high in our power poll, and even they're a little bit different in the RPI seedings.
So ours measures level of play, like if whatever your record, which the RPI takes into account the record, but that's the secondary. Ours is the main, is how many points you get collecting by beating these teams. JP singing. And then of course defense is also factored in as well, guys. Is how many points you've given up. So I told you where our seedings would be. Do you think ours is closer to or better than reality than what the state's is my question.
Well, like I say, I mean, again, you're kind of splitting hairs when you go talking about it, but, Crest, what was that? Crest, South Point.
Yeah, and Crest is, they're a 6A team. But,
yeah, right.
But South Point, obviously, we know how South Point has been in the playoffs. They've been a good representative in the playoffs, and all these teams are good. And like I said, we talked a little bit about the RPI. I understand the criteria. I'm not sure it's exact, the best criteria for coming out with the best rankings, but it is a criteria. So.
It's a criteria. There's no objection, no objective analysis from anybody. No. There's no hands in it, so they're trying to come up with a way mathematically.
Yeah, and just
similar to what we're doing.
Same thing. What Kevin's poll here is, or not poll, but his ratings here.
Yes,
it's just our criteria. This is how it came out. It's nobody's putting a finger on the scale and choosing one team over.
But it also does take a head-to-head matchup into account.
It takes that in consideration.
Which the RPI does not.
Yeah. And then when you got East Rutherford at a 7, I just kind of got to question your poll. The way the RPI is doing it a little bit. So.
Well, here's my thing as well is looking at the Crest and South Point, and then so South Point's 1. So here's the thing. Crest and Kings Mountain, for example, it's opponents' records and opponents' records. Well, when they play Burns and Shelby this year, Shelby's 8-3, Burns 6-4 this year. Now, unless it would almost be better for Burns and Shelby to beat Kings Mountain and Crest for their RPIs.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it.
It's almost better to lose for that, because if you look at Because Burns and Shelby, their RPIs are going to be low every year because of the other teams in their conference.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Highland Tech's going to bring them down, and Cherryville and Bessemer, and those teams, they're all going to bring them down. And I know other conferences are the same and have the same issues as well. But you know for a fact that Shelby and Burns aren't going to get a accurate RPI rating based on how that works out. So it's just there's different, like Steve couldn't understand that you know why South Point and Crest were where they were in the standings and stuff as well. So it is the RPI. So it's your record, your opponent's record, and your opponent's record. So basically, what Highland Tech does affects Crest.
Yeah.
And Kings Mountain.
Or what they don't do.
Yeah.
Correct.
And once you get close to the end of the season, to play in the conference, I mean, you know, everybody's playing conference games. Well, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. So that's 500 every week.
Correct.
So
and if you're in a bigger conference, Ken, it's better to be in a smaller conference.
Yeah, you're right.
Than it is the bigger one, because everybody's taking the losses in the 8, 9, 10 conferences. And then if you're in the 6s, you might not be taking those losses so much. So there are different advantages or disadvantages in the RPI system, but that's the system they're using. I will say this. One thing that it has created that I did like last week was having teams hosting that may not normally host a playoff game, or teams that are in it. It's kind of diluted where almost every team's in it. If you look at that way, you know, maybe you could do the bracket a similar way, but with less teams. I don't know, but it was interesting seeing some teams have a host a game last week that normally wouldn't actually get to host it. They'd normally be on the road
and get a playoff win that
Correct.
they may not get if they're if it's a straight across bracket.
Correct.
Playing a high seed.
And the other thing it helps is normally before you had this where a team could get a home game, they're always on the road. Didn't have a great season, and they're playing a higher seed, and it's hard to get your fan base to travel in a situation like that.
Right.
You know, so
Well, yeah, let's go all the way to Storm out in the first
Yeah,
round,
I
and you
mean,
don't
you
know
know.
how good your team actually is. You know, they won last week. I bet more people are making the trip this week.
Absolutely.
For the Cherryville Ironman to see them in person and pull for the Ironman in that matchup. All right, so the Ironman do go to Star Mount tonight. That's we do have that on the radio tonight. Also on the radio, that's on WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 AM. All these games you can listen to on KTCBroadcasting.com. Please go there first to try to find your game to listen to. If you can't find it there, call the office, and JP probably won't be able to walk it through you, but somebody else will pick up the phone after he does.
And let me say one thing. You know, last week we were on site over at Crest, and it might have been a pain, but at Cherryville. It might have been a pain, but I actually enjoyed that.
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed being out there.
I think everybody, and certainly there's a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, energy out there.
Again, that's a matchup at home that Cherryville doesn't even get in years past. So like I say, it was a fun time. Cherryville played some good ball, come out slow, but they picked it up, and like I said, I enjoyed doing it on site. I know Kevin, you might not have.
Well, a little more work.
A little more.
No, I enjoy it. Like, I think it's fun. It's a so we actually used to do that. So back in the day, the people that don't know, you know, the schools used to like for us to come out and do the broadcast and everything, and want us to come out. And we used to broadcast 7 live video games a week, and you could go to our website and you could pull all 7 up in one screen and watch all 7 at the same time. Now we got 1 tonight, so wish we could do 7 like the old days, but the state and the schools won't allow it. But also, back then, train of thought on that. Yeah, so we were, Brian, doing the pregame show actually we didn't have the red zone then. So, now we go straight from pregame to red zone in here. Got to be in here. We didn't have the red zone then. We just had the postgame show, so I could take my time.
Yeah, get tore back down.
Get back here and cover. So we did, when we did that, have the 7 games. We'd go out to a game of the week and do that. We did that. The jamborees were really fun because we could have all the coaches and everybody stop by during the meal, bring some players by, and the cheerleaders and the bands like we did last week. So that is fun. A lot easier to do it when we got some daylight too as well. So you got to think it just turned dark last week, so we had to provide our own lights. So you don't think about some of those things sometimes until you're there. But I had a great time, fun time out there at Cherryville. So we want to thank them for everything. All right, coming up in just about 20 minutes, we're going to have some Pete's Fish Box. We're going to go over that, and JP's going to go get our food. And then we're also we're going to come back here on the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show, and we're going to pick these games tonight and maybe give you an idea of what to look forward to next week in the playoffs here on KDCBroadcasting.com.
You're listening to The Boss, WHS, Shelby, North Carolina, your beach oldies and sports stations. Online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, here's your forecast for Cleveland and Gaston counties. We head into a mostly clear night near the lower 40s with a light southwest breeze, then step into a warm and sunny Saturday in the lower 70s before a mild, partly cloudy night in the mid-50s. Sunday brings bright mid-70s sunshine. From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Johnny Cottle for WOHS and WCSL.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 6.
Do you need health insurance coverage? Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby can help with that. Witherspoon Insurance Agency offers affordable health insurance to protect you and your family. Let their experienced agents help you through the hassle of applying to the current health insurance marketplace plans. Open enrollment runs now through January 15, 2026. Call 704-480-9595 and ask for Justin or Sarah. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com. Season's greetings from Diamond Pond, 417 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Need extra cash for Christmas? Diamond can help. We provide quick, easy cash loans and purchases on a variety of merchandise. Gold, silver, firearms, electronics, musical instruments, and much more. Check cashing too. And don't forget to register to win a $1,000 Christmas shopping spree. Diamond Pond, serving Shelby for over 45 years. Do you wish there was a company who could come to your house and service your HVAC, fix that leaky faucet, and have your chimney swept? Well, that company exists right here in Cleveland County. It's Piedmont HVAC, Plumbing and Chimney. They are your one-stop shop for all your home service needs. They are the fastest-growing home services company in this area. It's that time to have your furnace and gas log service for the cold months to come. Call Piedmont today, your one-stop shop for all your home services and repair. Call 704-419-0985 and find them on Facebook too.
The Don Gibson Theater is located at 318 South Washington Street in Shelby, and they feature the best in national artists from all around the country. Blues, bluegrass, country, and rock, among other genres. Coming November 20th, the Carolina Gospel Association presents The Chosen Road at 7 p.m. And on Friday, November 21st, it's Confederate Railroad at 8 p.m. And November 22nd at 8 a.m., it's Thompson Square. For tickets and information, call 704-487-8114 or stop by the box office today.
Start your day off with a pancake breakfast from the Pancake House, 149 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Get 2 pancakes and your choice of turkey sausage or bacon, or link sausage, or a sausage patty. Tea or coffee, all for only $6.50. And for lunch, how about Thelma Lou's Barbecue at 901 College Avenue in Shelby. Barbecue, ribs, burgers, sandwiches, and more. And then for dessert, head to Bowling Springs for Scoop-a-Doodle-Doo ice cream and a sweet treat. 117 East College Avenue in Bowling Springs. It's a triple header of some great food. Try it today. Ogie Knipe used to say, if it's round and it rolls, see Oakie's Tire in Shelby. Sure, they have tires for your cars and trucks, but what else? They have lawnmower tires, trailer tires, and even tractor tires. Yes, if it's round and it rolls, Oakie's Tire can help. See Chris and Ken today and drive away with your new set of tires from Oakie's Tire, 800 West Warren Street in Shelby. Call 704-487-7392. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Closed from 1 to 2 for lunch. At Oakie's Tire in Shelby.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance Shelby pregame show. And y'all want to take the phone caller now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I believe you're on the air.
We think so. We'll let Brian figure this out.
Yeah, who we got calling in tonight?
Hey, Brian Branch. I just had a couple questions.
Okay. All right. Who is this? Is this Shelby
This
High
is
baseball
Kyle
coach?
Wiggins.
Kyle Wiggins. Okay. All right.
Yep, Kyle Wiggins.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like Shelby's baseball coach.
First of all, I wanted to know your official prediction for the Shelby East Rutherford game.
You're going to have to tune in later on tonight. I mean, to get that prediction, I'll go ahead and tell you that.
The second thing, I'm on the way to Pete's Fish Box. What's your go-to order?
go-to order at Pete's Fish Box. For me, is a combo of shrimp, salt and pepper shrimp, and salt and pepper flounder. That's probably my best order.
That sounds very good.
All right.
That sounds very good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll keep tuning in for your prediction.
All right. Sounds good, Russ Branch. Good to hear you calling in.
This is Kyle Wiggins.
Thanks for calling in, sir. Kyle.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
Everybody. Bye.
Okay, we got fans calling in here.
Yeah, fans calling in. I'm like hecklers is what more like it. But yeah, like I say, we're just talking about Pete's Fish Box. Everything I've had there is good. I don't know about you, Ken. When we eat,
yeah, when you ask me what my go-to is, they bring a variety in, and I pretty much go to all of it. 'Cause it's all good.
The only thing I don't think I've had is the devil crab, but you can't get one for Chip. He's usually jumping in there to get those. Yeah. But the everything at Pete's Fish Box is made fresh to order. They do only take cash, so keep that in mind if you go up to partake in some of the fish.
Yeah.
But they got some really good fish, 2 different kinds of slaw. They've got, like I say, frog leg Friday night, which I have had the frog legs, and I got those salt and pepper, and they were very good. So, everything I've had, I've personally had it here at the station, then turned around and went and picked up a plate and took it home to my family. So it's actually really, really good. So I invite all of you to go out and support them the way they've supported us. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna get into some predictions here. I guess we'll start down in the 6A, Ken.
Yeah.
Let's the Asheville Cougars are visiting the North Guilford Nighthawks. You got anything on that?
Okay. Yeah, I've got a Northern Guilford Nighthawks. They are got an overall record of 9-1, and they're playing Asheville, who's coming in with a 6-5 record. 15 seed against the number 2 seed, so I see Northern Guilford not having any problem with this one. They should win this one tonight, I think.
Yeah. Again, like I said, Asheville just seems like they're a little bit down this year. 6-5 record. Wins over Western Guilford, Inca in a tight game. It just seems like they're just a little bit down this year. And Northern Guilford 9-1, they have been dominant. In Southeast Guilford, they won 35-0. Eastern Guilford 34-14. Southern Guilford 58-7. And I look for them to take this game tonight. And I'm using an AI here, and it's actually giving me some point spread. So I'll actually do that some. They're looking at point spread prediction by the AI is favored by 14, as they got Northern Guilford favored, and I think me and Ken both will have Northern Guilford winning that ball game. So. All right, so Kings Mountain rolls up the mountain to Roberson. What do you think on that, Ken?
Well, Kings Mountain sort of hadn't played that well here at the end of the season, but they're in a tough league. They did get the win last week, and I look for Kings Mountain not to be able to do the job against Roberson, who's 7-3 on the season. I look back to Kings Mountain and how bad they got beat here by some teams in their conference at the end of the season, and we were shocked with that. But I think Roberson will win this one by about a touchdown tonight.
Yeah, Kings Mountain record's good, but I think those losses tell the tale about them this year. It's kind of surprising. We talked about it last week. It's surprising to see a Kings Mountain team be so up and down. You just don't expect them to win games big, then turn around and get blowed out, by South Point, Crest, and Ashbrook, which, again, you're talking about 3 of the better teams in the area, but Kings Mountain normally holds their own with those teams. A little bit surprised by that. And Roberson, 7-3 record, wins over AC Reynolds, Inca, North Buncombe, and Asheville. I would say, like I said, I'm going to give them the home field advantage in that matchup. Just a slight edge, but I think Roberson's going to take that win tonight against the Kings Mountain Mountaineers. All right, so we're going up to the next game. We got the these are some oddball games. Let's skip to the Statesville Greyhounds against the Ashbrook Green Wave. What do you got on that?
Well, Ashbrook, obviously our strongest team in this area. been in first place with our power poll for all season, undefeated, 10-0, playing a Statesville team that's 8-3. But I don't think Statesville's going to be any match for a Dudley team. I'm sorry. Statesville team. I was looking at a long line here, but Ashbrook, great defense, played well all year, and took care of all the tough games they had in their conference against the likes of Crest and South Point. I see Ashbrook winning this one easily. I think Ashbrook by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Ashbrook normally doesn't put up a big pile of points, but don't give up any. So, you know, I'm looking at Statesville, and they're passing heavy. Averaging 44, but there's only averaging 44 receiving yards per game. So I just don't think that they've got the horses to go down to Ashbrook and put up a fight there. I'm thinking you're going to get Ashbrook winning by 3 touchdowns in that ball game. 21 points is what I'm thinking. All right, so we'll go up into the 5A bracket. We got the North Davidson Knights visiting the Robinson Bulldogs. You got anything on that, Ken?
Robinson is 9-1 on the season. South Davidson 7-4. Number 2 seed overall in the 5A West. Robertson. I look for them to sail on this one. I look for Robertson to win this one by at least 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're looking at Robertson coming in with a 9-1 record, averaging 43.7 points per game, and big time wins over Northwest Cabarrus, Jesse Carson, West Rowan, and South Rowan, who they just totally shut out, both those Rowan teams. They only allow 11.1 points per game. So again, I'm looking for them, coming off that first round bye to pick up a win here and there. I'd say easily 3 touchdown favorite there at least on that game. So I also have Robinson taking it at home. All right,
Oak Grove and Northwest Cabarrus. Is that where you going next?
Yeah, we're just going up the line.
All right, so Oak Grove's 8-3. Now these max preps, these numbers on those folks, those aren't the actual seeds. Those are the whatever state rankings, or I don't know what rankings they have.
Okay.
So if you see 3 South Point, 25 Earl, South Point's the 1 seed. So that's not whatever that is there on the max preps, folks. If you're looking at that. So this game again, Oak Grove's 8-3, Northwest Cabarrus at Northwest Cabarrus, who's 7-3. Who you just mentioned lost to Robinson. Go ahead, guys.
And Oak Grove, they're the worst seed in this matchup as a 10 seed against a 7 seed. But Oak Grove has been a hot team. They've won their last 6 games, and we look like we've been going with the favorite, the best seed. But on this one, Brian, I'm going the other way. I'm going with Oak Grove to beat the number 7 seed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at Oak Grove. They're putting up 40 points a game almost, 37.8, and then you got Northwest Cabarrus that only scores 30 and allows 21. So, they've had they actually played North Lincoln and dominated them, North Davidson, Mount Tabor. They won 52-42 in a kind of a shutout. But I'm with you. I'm thinking the wrong team's going on the road here based upon RPI. I'm thinking that Oak Grove's going to walk in there and hand them a pretty decisive victory. I think Oak Grove's the favorite, in my opinion, going into that game. All right, Forest Hills, the Yellow Jackets is traveling on a haul going to Franklin to the Panthers. You talking about a ride? They might have left yesterday to get there. What do you think about it, Ken?
Well, that's going to be like you say, a tough game for them. They're 9-2 overall, but Franklin has played a tough schedule. They're 8-2, number 6 seed, and Franklin at home. They played well at home, and this could be a pretty close game. But I'm going with the home team on this. I'm going with Franklin to win this one by about a touchdown.
Yeah, again, like I say, anytime a team has to travel that far, which is probably a good 3.5-hour ride from Forest Hills, right? Isn't that over toward Monroe? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
No,
yes, you're talking about
exactly where it's at. Yep.
Yes, you're talking about a haul up to Franklin. So, and like I say, that always takes a toll on a team and probably swings the tide in Franklin's favor a little bit more than it would be, even though they're at home. The Panthers are 8-2; they're really balanced, and I look for them to. They got multiple shutouts, and they're clutch late in ball games. Some of their wins have come late. I figured I got them winning at home against Forest Hill tonight.
All right, guys. The Hickory Red Tornadoes host the Montgomery Gentry Central Timberwolves. That's what the boys were calling last week. But either way, do the Timberwolves got a chance in this one?
Well, they got something to be proud of going down to the Hickory Red Tornadoes.
What's one way to say it?
I just don't know if they can.
A simple no would have been okay, bro.
I don't think they can muster up enough with Hickory, who has been surprisingly stronger, really, than we started the year out. We thought it was going to be kind of a down year for Hickory, which has turned out not to be the case.
Because they got beat there early by 1 point.
By 1 point in a game at South
That
Point.
made them mad, so they decided they wouldn't lose again.
Yeah, we thought, and again,
they might not.
They surprised us a little bit because we thought, again, it might be a down year for them, but we were proven wrong. They've been a force to be reckoned with, and I don't think Montgomery Gentry's going to be able to go down and make any hay there.
Yeah.
I think Hickory wins this one big. I got a score on this one, 49-14 is what I'm predicting.
Same question for you guys on this one. Crest handled Forest View earlier in this season. Spiders slipped by Forest View last week. Do the Spiders have a chance against the Chargers, or the Chargers and basically the Mustangs in the next one? Are they naming the scoreboard tonight, or is the what's on KTC broadcast? Do the Spiders got a chance against the Chargers? Ken?
I don't think they have a chance. I look for Crest to get their offense rolling tonight, and they got a good defense. And Concord will put up a little bit of fight, but I think they double the score on them. I've got Crest winning this one 42-21.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Concord, their points per game, their mid-20s, they're allowing more than they score. I just don't think they're going to be able to stand it with Crest. I mean, they're going to probably just run up and down the field on them. If they're allowing 30 points a game against teams like Forest View, who they won, but they allowed 28 points to. I think Crest is going to just roll on them. So I'm looking for Crest to win 49-14.
All right, West Henderson goes to East Lincoln tonight on LincolnCounty.com, KTC Broadcasting. West has lost to Brevard, Hendersonville, Pisgah, and who else did I? 1, 2, 3, Franklin. They lost to Franklin. So the Falcons got anything for the Mustangs? Kind of the same question here, 3 in a row, guys. Maybe 4 in a row. We got West. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about local games here on out. But West Henderson, can the Falcons compete against the Mustangs, or the Mustangs going to name their score tonight?
Well, I don't think they'll name the score. West Henderson's coming in. They got some offensive power over there. The quarterback, Cade Young's averaging 195 yards passing a game, 20 touchdowns. They got a running back, Zane McGuire, who's averaging 137 yards per game, and then scored 18 touchdowns on the ground. So they bring in some offense. Of course, we know what East Lincoln can do with quarterback Grant Lawless, averaging 250 yards passing a game, 31 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, also 11 rushing touchdowns in his spare time. And Fletcher McLean averaging 80 yards per game on the ground and 9 touchdowns. Here's one question mark: whether Jackson Dollar, the fine East Lincoln receiver and also a great defensive player, may not be in the lineup tonight because he was ejected in the last game they played.
Ooh.
And it was some question: was it ejection or disqualification? If it's ejection, then obviously he's got to set out a game. If it's disqualification, maybe he can play, but he may not play tonight. So for that, I'll make this score a little closer than normally I would. I'm going to say 35-21 East Lincoln.
Seeing West Henderson here, this brings me back to memories back in the day at Burns. We went up to West Henderson, and they used to run a wing T style offense. It was kind of wild. They put a bunch of guys in motion. It was strange. They're in the spread now.
Yeah.
One of the things that their defense, they've allowed 20 points per game multiple times. So I mean, I really look at that, and I kind of take a pause because East Lincoln's probably going to just blow them out if they can't stop East Lincoln. I don't think they can score with them.
I got you. So we could be looking at a Crest and East Lincoln matchup next week here on KTC Broadcasting.
Very likely.
That'd be a good one to watch.
1 seed South Point host Chip's Irwin Warriors tonight. Warriors beat Husk last week, come down the mountain, and took care of the Huskies here in Gaston County. Can they go 2-0 in Gaston County to start the playoffs? Kenny?
Against the South Point Red Raiders, I don't think so. Irwin comes in a 4-7 record, and they have put a lot of points on the board this year, but they've given up a lot. And they're going to give up, I'm afraid, a lot in this game against this that triple option offense of South Point. South Point coming in with an 8-2 record and obviously the number 1 seed in the 5A West. I've got South Point winning this one big, 42-14.
Yeah, I'm glad Chip got a nice win, out of Irwin Warriors last week, but he's not going to be celebrating after this one because they're going back into Gaston County and they're going to go home a loser.
If they win tonight, Chip might do the game without a shirt on.
And I tell you what, if they do win, he may never let me live it down either. So where is Chip tonight?
He is at Gardner Webb volleyball. Nice. Doing a little work tonight. He'll be here in a little while, but he will be late.
Okay.
Tonight, so he does work over there for the school. So.
Yeah. So again, I got South Point winning this game big as well. There's going to be too much for Irwin. They're not going to be able to stop them.
All right, boys. You know what time it is? It's Frog Leg Friday time here on KTC Broadcasting. Pete's Fish Box.
Don't put
tonight.
it on the screen.
I'm putting it on the screen. There's just some shrimp and hush puppies. There's your deviled crab and baked potatoes. Those hush puppies are fantastic. They've got flounder. They've got catfish, perch, Alaskan white, calabash shrimp, fantail shrimp, deviled crabs. It's Frog Leg Friday here on KTC Broadcasting and at Pete's Fish Box. Large and small plates. They got seniors and kids plates. Chicken tenders for the kids. Man, those chicken tenders are ginormous. I'm telling you, folks, your kids will love the chicken tenders. I know some of the kids scared to eat the fish or don't like the fish. They don't know it yet. You got to feed it to them, but. For the ones that love their chicken tenders, man, they are fantastic. Here, the fries are great. The hush puppies are great. They've got, for you folks that are familiar with Cherville Lotta Burgers, Pete's Fish Box has got your Lotta fish sandwiches. $12 for the combo, $7 for the sandwich. You can get flounder, perch, catfish, Alaskan white, or a Lotta shrimp sandwich for you shrimp fans. Now, Brian, stay away from the shrimp.
Listen, I got to do that. Gout got me the last time. It did.
Brian can't eat the shell. You need to stay away from deviled crab too, probably.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not going to eat that.
No, some people can't do the shellfish. I got you. But
you can just leave this up the whole
time
time we're here for the rest of the day, though, because a man on the beach with a set of binoculars, just leave me the fish. I'm in heaven just looking at it.
All right, JP's going to get the fish. We'll be right back. We're going to talk the rest of the brackets on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Feel Good Radio plays right here. The True Oldies Channel.
Do you need health insurance coverage? Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby can help with that. Witherspoon Insurance Agency offers affordable health insurance to protect you and your family. Let their experienced agents help you through the hassle of applying to the current health insurance marketplace plans. Open enrollment runs now through January 15, 2026. Call 704-480-9595 and ask for Justin or Sarah. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation, our focus is on you. With 20 locations across North Carolina specializing in short-term rehabilitation and long-term care, our team is ready to support your loved one, providing the compassionate care they need for whatever lies ahead, from physical and occupational therapy to individualized long-term support. Discover the ways Sandstone provides compassionate care for all at sanstonehealth.com.
Listen up. Medicare Open Enrollment and Golden Solutions want to help. They have all the answers and are right here in Shelby. Call Claudia Vaughn today at 704-477-1426 for Medicare. People new to Medicare or who are renewing their Medicare, it runs now through December 7th. Open enrollment for North Carolina state employees runs through October 31st. And under 65 enrollment runs November 1st through January 15th. Golden Solutions is your local expert when it comes to your Medicare and health care. They represent all the major insurance carriers and are the experts when it comes to customizing a plan for you. Call Claudia Vaughn today, 704-477-1426.
Some people say there are doers, and there are dreamers. But what's wrong with a little dreaming, especially when it's shared? With hard work, little dreams grow into big ones. At Kubota, we know that your work never stops, and we're inspired by those who dream. But our equipment is built for dreamers and doers, like you. Kubota, built for those who do.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, Kings Mountain. Leaf season is here. Don't wait. It's time to get leaf protection with one call to Gutter Guys. Remember, clogged gutters on your home can cause costly damage. Prevent it with a call to Gutter Guys in Kings Mountain. Remember, Gutter Guys for seamless gutters, gutter cleaning, metal and shingle roofing, commercial flat roofing, and storm damage repair. Call 704-879-4384. Again, 704-879-4384. For Gutter Guys, serving the area since 2003. Online at gutterguysconstruction.com. Planning a funeral service can be a very difficult process for families who have just lost a loved one. Celebrating lives and healing grieving hearts is the theme for the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Fallston. It's important to them to provide those who are grieving with a supportive environment in which they can begin to find closure, say goodbye, and come to terms with their loss. Find out more today. Visit them online at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com or give them a call at 704-538-8631. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center, 846 East Stagecoach Trail in Fallston. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home now offers water cremations. CF Moto is clicking on all cylinders during their clearance sales event at Full Throttle Power Sports in Law. Get financing as low as 0% and up to $1,500 cash back on CF Moto models. And check out the Suzuki DRZ 4S motorbike with financing at 4.99% for 36 months. And the Yamaha Let's Ride sales event is underway. Get 0% for 60 months or $3,000 customer cash back. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk-In Law, online at ncfullthrottlepowersports.com.
That's a worse introduction than JP did. Yeah. All right, y'all on. All right, welcome back. We on KTC broadcast. Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby. We talk Western North Carolina football, and tonight we're breaking down the games. We're going to start this segment over in the 2A for two local games. We've got Mountain Island Charter traveling up to the Allegheny Trojans. Mountain Island after winning at home. All these road teams won at home last week, by the way, for folks that don't know. Brian, what you got on this one, the Raptors and the Trojans?
Well, I mean, I'm just doing a quick Google search here, but, I mean, Mountain Island's kind of just been up and down, you know, from what they've been showing this year. Really inconsistent. Allegheny, probably a heavy favorite, if I had to say, in this game. Probably a 2-touchdown favorite. I don't look for them to have any trouble with Mountain Island this round.
Kenny?
Yeah, I agree. Allegheny, number 3 seed, they got an 8-2 record overall, and they played well all year. And as you said, Mountain Island's been up and down a little bit, but even when they've been up, I don't think they're good enough to take this Allegheny team.
Allegheny beat Elkin 68-0. If you Ironman fans want to do any type of measuring there with that, so there's a thought on that one. So, all right, what about the Cherryville Ironman traveling up to Starmount tonight, folks? Ironman won last week, of course, over South Stokes. Starmount with the bye. Ironman traveling up. Brian Free and Juwan Wilson's going to have that game for us here in just a little bit. So I'll let Brian kind of start with that one, a little bit of info on the Ironman.
Yeah, got off to a little slow start. I watched that game and really till my back got to hurt and I was standing. But watching that game last week, they got off to a little slow start, and then they started flexing their muscles. The Proctor kid just kind of went nuts. Picked up they had a pick-off, returned it for a touchdown, and then they
return fumble
for a touchdown, and he broke a long run for a touchdown, so he just kind of took the game over early on there. They're going to have a tougher sledding against the 8-2 Starmount team with shutout wins over Ashe County, Wilkes Central, and a 45-13 win over North Wilkes. So, and it's kind of strength versus strength, they like to run the ball. You're looking at 167 yards rushing per game, and their special teams have been really good. They must have some return guys that really can do it. They put up a bunch of special teams touchdowns. Unfortunately, I say, again, Cheryl's had a great season, 6-5. Coach Bowman has done a fantastic job getting that team competitive, and getting a home playoff win was big for them. But unfortunately, they're going to run into a buzzsaw in Starmount. I think Starmount's going to take this game.
Yeah, I agree. Starmount, as you said, special teams, that probably reflects they got some pretty good speed, which Cherville may have some issues with that to be able to handle it. I look for Starmount to win this one. I'm going to say I don't think it'll be by 31 points like you said the spread was, but I'm going to say 38-14.
Yeah, just looking, I'm using Perplexity AI, and it will give you a spread, and the spread they gave was 31 points. I don't think it's going to be that high because they do both like to run the ball. I think that, again, if Cherville can make some hay, control the clock, it's going to keep the score down a little bit. I don't think it's going to be that bad. So I'd say it's probably a 31-10 ball game.
Okay, then we go to the.
Let me jump back up in here.
Where
we at?
3A West, I guess, is where we are.
Where was y'all? Y'all in the 4A, right?
Yeah.
We're going straight up?
Yeah, we're going straight up.
Sorry for the folks at home. Let me pull the scoreboard up.
4A, you got RS Central and High Brighton.
So we got a lot of local teams here. We got to get through these as quick as we can, guys. We still got a bunch of other games. So RS Central at High Brighton tonight. Yep. What you guys got on that one real quick?
Well, I got High Brighton winning this one big, 45-27. High Brighton 9-1 on the season, number 2 seed overall. This is a conference rivals playing each other in the playoffs, and RS beat them pretty good the first time around by about 3 touchdowns, and I think High Brighton will beat RS again.
Yeah, I mean RS has proven, like we thought early in the year, they're playing a lot of close games. Lost some games that they, come up just on last minute possession, come up on the wrong end of it. But they're familiar with this opponent, and they lost 45-26 earlier in the year. I still think you got High Brighton probably a 10-point favorite at least. So I got High Brighton winning 35-24.
All right, looking the next game. If you're a tennis fan and you're used to your net going back and forth really quick. And who scores at every point. This is the game you want to go to. Bandy's at Kramer tonight. Bandy's has scored 430 points on the season and give up 315. The Stuart Kramer Storm on the season, they have scored 377, but they've only given up 165. But some of the teams that they've played, Shelby and Burns have also put some points on them, and Lincoln as well. So they did give up 29 to Shelby, 21 to Burns, 21 to Lincoln, and are their most points. 27 from North Gaston as well was put on this Kramer team. All right, Brian, what you got in this one?
Well, like I say, Bandy's has been a very competitive team. I've watched them play this year, from afar, and put up some good numbers against some tight losses against Maiden. Hickory 45-7. They hung right there. They shut out Ford 20-0. And won big against South Rowan 71-14. So, I mean, this game, it's an intriguing game. I still think Kramer's going to get the slight edge at home. If you look at this AI, it's saying 5 points. I think it'll be closer than that. I'm going to say Kramer wins 28-24.
All right. Maiden hosts North Surrey tonight.
What about you, Ken?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was
It's okay.
Sorry.
Well, you got Bandy's comes in with Brady Sweat, who's been outstanding running the ball and passing it all year long, and Glee Phillips and McCorkle leading the offense for Kramer. But with what they did stand with Hickory and lit up the scoreboard with last week, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with Bandy's 35-31.
There you go. Maiden hosts North Surrey tonight, 6 and 11 seed. If they win, they'll host the winner of Ford at Newton, have a conference rematch next week. Kenny, what you got for this one for the Maiden Blue Devils?
I think this is going to be a closer game than Maiden would like to have. North Surrey 74 overall, Maiden 6-4. Maiden sort of faded a little bit last few weeks of the season. But I'm gonna go with Maiden in a close game. I'm gonna say Maiden wins this one 24-21.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, Maiden started out the year, winning some good ball games. They had some blowout wins against Bunker Hill, but they lost to Newton Conover coming down the stretch in a tight game. Hickory, they stayed within a couple touchdowns, but they got beat pretty bad there. East Lincoln, they hung within a couple touchdowns. But again, I think they're facing North Surrey, who's got some wins over Salisbury, Forbush, Surrey Central, and then losses to West and Mount Airy, East Surrey. I'm thinking that Maiden is a pretty heavy favorite here. You don't want to know what the AI says. It says 30 points. I don't trust that.
Oh wow, that's way off.
That's way off. So it's going to lead you astray if you try to make a bet on that. I think that I can see Maiden winning by 10 points here, maybe in a 35 to 24 game, 11 points.
All right. So conference matchup. This one, Ford against Newton. If Ford wins this one, it could be the biggest maybe playoff win in school history. If not a long time in school history, they'll celebrate in Ford tonight. Kenny, can they pull off the upset tonight? They put some points on Newton last time, but they got to play a little defense to stop the Red Devils. We got number 24 at number 8 Ford at Newton tonight. We'll have highlights of this one, I think.
Well, Newton Conover came on strong during the season, and 8-2 in that league, and the only two teams they lost to is the two juggernauts in that league, and that's Hickory and East Lincoln. And I could say they upset Maiden, which sort of was upset when they did it, and they put a few points up against the Hickory and East Lincoln team. So I think Newton Conover will beat Ford. Ford had a pretty good season. They're 5-6 overall, but I think Newton Conover is probably about a 10 to 14 point favorite.
Yeah, Newton Conover. Basically they're averaging over 30 points a game, and they're holding teams even through that juggernaut conference. Their average is holding teams under 20, and Fred T. Ford struggles to get out into the 20s. When they win, it's usually a low-scoring affair. Like I say, I look for against better teams, they've given up 30-plus several times. So, I'm with you. I'm thinking Newton Conover wins this game by at least 14, so I'm going 35 to 14.
Okay, going up to our next game that's got an area team in it. Let's talk about West Stanley at number 8 Burns. What do you got on that, Brian?
Well, again, like I say, Burns got the bye last week. We got to enjoy the company of Tom Sinofani on the pregame show with us out at Cherryville. I'm thinking, let's say, Burns has got a chance to get healthy last week. You're thinking Max Davis is going to, come in fresh, fighting a turf toe injury that he actually played before the bye, against a tough loss against Shelby. So, again, come down the wire against Shelby, I'm thinking this is blowout city. I'm thinking Burns is going to win this game running away, probably 49-10.
Well, I'm with you on that. West Stanley, a 24 seeds, only won 2 games all year, and they come in with a 1-point upset last night. Last week, give them credit for that, but they're not going to be able to stay with Burns. I've got a blowout too. I got a score of 42-14.
All right, let's see. Where do we want to jump to next, Ken?
Well, let's go up to the 3A.
We can do that. Let's save the Rutherford County Shelby matchup for last.
Okay.
So we'll go up here to West Lincoln Rebels visiting the Mountain Heritage Cougars. What do you got there?
Y'all done with that line?
Yeah.
We got to take a quick break.
Oh, we
as soon as
can,
Calvin get back in here.
Sure.
Coming up next, we got Winston-Salem at Thomas Jefferson. Real quick, we'll do that game real quick before we'll do the rest of the bracket. What you guys got in that one? Can the Jefferson Griffons get them a playoff win after getting a bye last week in the 1A? Now, only 2 teams, Robinson and South Davidson in the West 1A, have a winning record.
I've got Thomas Jefferson coming in with a 4-6 record against Winston-Salem Prep, who's 2-8 overall, 2-9 overall. I think Thomas Jefferson wins this game over the number 6 seed. It's sort of strange. You got teams with losing records that are 3 seeds and 6 seeds, but you don't have many 1A teams. Period. But I got Thomas Jefferson winning this one.
Yeah, it's hard to read these charter schools. It's just really difficult sometimes because they'll win in a blowout win, and you turn around the next week and they get blowed out in a loss. So it's really hard to come and figure out exactly what you're dealing with. But again, the fact that they're at home, the only thing that their knock on them, they've allowed 30 points 5 times in losses. So again, that's my hedging, or basically a way I'm shying away from getting too bullish on them. But I still, like I say, Winston-Salem Prep's got a long ride. I feel like Thomas Jefferson's going to get that win as well, but I'd probably say it's about a 7-point game, 35-28. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank you for tuning in for the Witherspoon and Shelby pregame show. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Do you need health insurance coverage? Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby can help with that. Witherspoon Insurance Agency offers affordable health insurance to protect you and your family. Let their experienced agents help you through the hassle of applying to the current health insurance marketplace plans. Open enrollment runs now through January 15, 2026. Call 704-480-9595 and ask for Justin or Sarah. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com. Listen up. Ronaldo Honda and Ronaldo Kia have new ownership. It's now Shelby Honda and Shelby Kia. And new owners Carl Rossetti and Mason Morris invite you to come by and meet them. They want to be a part of our community, living here and working here just like you. Come by and see Carl and Mason about your new Honda or Kia. With 0% financing available and credit, well, that's no problem. Plus, check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Meet Carl and Mason today at the all-new Shelby Honda and Shelby Kia, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. It's time to ride into fall with the new Slingshot from Full Throttle Power Sports in Law. Financing as low as 0.99% for 36 months and zero money down, or take $4,000 customer cash. Also, check out the Polaris factory authorized clearance sale. Also get 0.99% for 36 months and zero money down, or take $4,000 customer cash. And check out the Kawasaki Brute Force 750 Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk-In Law, online at ncfullthrottlepowersports.com.
The next hour of music is being brought to you by TAC, the Transportation Administration of Cleveland County. Ride free by calling 704-482-6465. Again, ride free by calling 704-482-6465. For TAC, the Transportation Administration of Cleveland County. Bringing you this hour of True Oldies on The Boss.
If you've been thinking about buying a new tractor or new mower, now may be the best time ever. You may need some help on your taxes, but before year ends, for special tax credits, pick up a new tractor or mower from NC Tractor and Farm Supply in Rutherford. They've got the tractor you've been wanting and at a year-end closeout price. Check out the big Massey Fergusons on the lot and buy a new Bobcat mower and get from $600 to $1,000 in rebates. See Phil Sheehan today at NC Tractor and Farm Supply, 299 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Online at nctractorandfarmsupply.com. There's nothing like hometown service from people like you, your neighbors and friends. And that's what you get at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville and the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Their aim is to take care of you. See them for all of your prescription needs. Use their convenient drive-through window. At Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, enjoy the best burgers and sandwiches in town at their grill. And in Falston, see the Falston Pharmacy for the new Burns Bulldog sweatshirts. The Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street, Cherryville, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston. 10 minutes from the 7 o'clock, 56 degrees, clear skies. Now back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
Well, welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Ken Link and Brian Branch here doing predictions tonight, and we've done most of the classifications. And Brian, let's dive into the 3A classification and do some of the local teams that's involved here tonight.
Well, we got the West Lincoln Rebels taking a long journey up the mountain to Mountain Heritage, which is, I think, in the Burnsville area.
It is.
So, you look at West Lincoln, they've been kind of a helter-skelter team. They've been all over the place, too. They score a lot of points, some in victories. They give up a lot of points when they get beat. So, going up against a 9-1 Mountain Heritage team that scored over 40 points in multiple games, and like I say, West Lincoln can put up some points, but they just have a hard time stopping anybody.
They sure do. And this Mountain Heritage team, they mostly run the ball. They'll do a little play action, passing some, but they're going to line up and they're going to run at you. don't have a lot of speed, but they got a big line. They got some backs that break some tackles. And both teams are going to run the ball. This game could get over quick, and the reason I'm not saying by score necessarily, I'm just talking about time, because the clock's not going to stop much, because these guys are not going to pass the ball much. They're going to run the football.
Yeah, I mean, that's a typical mountain team. You know,
Yep.
usually they're real physical, big guys, mountain kids, and love to run that football. So, again, I'm thinking Western Lincoln's behind the sticks here, probably at least a 21-point underdog.
Yeah, they got two running backs. Does Mount Heritage that both are averaging over 100 yards a game. Irvin Rodriguez averaging 102 yards rushing a game, and Cason Jones doing the same, 103 yards. So I think it's going to be a long night for West Lincoln. I've got Mount Heritage winning this one 42-14.
And like I say, West Lincoln, good season so far, 6-5 winning record. But like I say, they got a tough draw tonight against that Mountain Heritage Cougar bunch. All right, the next game we'll shoot over to is the Hendersonville Bearcats are coming down the mountain to face the Lincoln Wolves. And, Ken, I know you're very adept at analyzing Lincoln County teams. Go ahead with that one.
Well, the Hendersonville coming out of that Mountain Conference, they finished second in that conference behind Mount Heritage. Only 2 losses on the season, 9-2 record. That loss was to Mount Heritage and to 5A Irwin in overtime. Their most impressive win was a 39-7 win over 5A West Henderson, who's on the road playing East Lincoln tonight. So that was an impressive win early in the season. They're led by they have a balanced offense. They're led by quarterback J-Ron Ward, who's hitting 67% of his passes, averaging 195 yards per game passing, 27 touchdowns. They got a running back, Jordan Buford, who's averaging 109 yards rushing a game, 15 touchdowns. And, of course, the Wolves, led by Rashad Lynch, who's averaging 199 yards passing a game and also averaging 76 yards rushing a game. And also linebacker on defense, J.J. Mayfield, who's on the season's got 104 tackles, 89 unassisted, 6 sacks, 20 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles, 2 blocked kicks. And, by the way, he's at the University of Indiana tomorrow making a visit there.
Nice.
He's being highly recruited.
Oh, yeah.
But Lincoln has played somebody who's passes the ball a lot and with a proficient offense, and that was Shelby, and they did a pretty good job against Lane Farmer and pulling out that game. I think Hendersonville's a good team, and they'll give Lincoln the fight, but I think Lincoln's about a 10-point favorite here, 35-25.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at these two teams, they're both averaging around 40 points a game and only allowing 18 apiece, basically. You're looking at Hendersonville, they're averaging 44 but giving up 14. Very close matchup when you just look at the numbers themselves. So you kind of, again, I'm going to lean toward the home team, but I'm not going to give them 10 points. I think it's going to be like a 3-point game. I'll give them a 27-24 victory over the Bearcats tonight. All right, and then the final matchup we're going to talk about is the big one in this bracket, in the 3A bracket, and that's the Shelby Golden Lions are going from Shelby to Forest City to face the East Rutherford Cavaliers. What do you think, Ken?
Wow. What's the over/under on that? Is it? Would you say would be over 70 or under 70 on the total score? I tell you what, both these teams are going to light up the scoreboard. Shelby, we know Shelby's got that really great passing attack led by Lane Ford, who's had a great season, 67% of the passes completed, 240 yards per game average, 36 touchdowns thrown, only 6 interceptions. But you're going against an ER team that's averaging 47 points a game but only giving up 13. And they're pretty balanced. They're about 60% run, 40% pass. They got a good quarterback, Landon Fleury, who's passing for 156 yards a game, 24 touchdowns. But the running back, Brandon Pinkerton, is, listen to this, averaging 180 yards per game, has scored 26 touchdowns. And, by the way, he missed a game. That's in 9 ball games. Shelby, this year's defense has given up 29 or more points 5 different times this year. This Shelby defense is not as dominant as it's been in past years. they also have a bugaboo that's been biting them game in and game out, and that's the penalties.
Yep.
I think Shelby's going to go up at East Rutherford tonight. The East Rutherford 9-1. The only loss was the first game of the season at Asheville. And I think East Rutherford is going to get the job done, and Phillips Rush boys is going to beat Shelby tonight. I got the score 38-35.
Well, I mean, I talked to some Burns guys, last week after the game, and they were raving on how Land Farmer just can pass the football.
Oh, and he's going to light up the scoreboard.
He's going to light up the scoreboard, and the whole question is, can East Rutherford force him into some decisions where he makes, turns the ball over?
Yeah,
that's been Shelby's Achilles heel. In against the teams where they've lost, it's been turnovers that's bit them. But he seems to be going back to the Burns game. He seems to be locked in. I do have concerns about their defense. By all rights, Burns should have won that ball game if they stop them on 4th down or convert a field goal. But I'm going to pick the Golden Lions to go up to East Rutherford tonight and get the job done in a really close ball game. I'm going to go 28-27 Golden Lions in that game.
And it's a humdinger, folks, and we've got it covered here at KTC Broadcasting, as you can listen to your favorite announcers on 2 different stations. You can on the Shelby station or the Waggy station.
Yeah, I'll give a quick rundown of our games right quick before we turn it over to the pregame shows. You got on YouTube tonight. You got watch, and it says you can watch live on YouTube for this game, and that is Burns Bulldogs at West Stanley Colts. That pregame show is going on now, and actually the kickoff is in 2 minutes. That'll be at 7 o'clock. You can watch that on the live on YouTube. You got the Concord Spiders visiting the Crest Chargers. You can listen to that on the YouTube channel. I don't know if we only have live video at Burns, so I know we don't have live video there. You can listen to it on ktbroadcasting.com or on the YouTube channel. Then you've got Shelby Golden Lions versus East Rutherford. You can listen to this game online or on WHS 101.5 in Shelby, and then it'll be on Waggy. That'll be the Shelby announcers on 101.5. It'll be the Forest City announcers or the home announcers for 107.5 up in Forest City on Waggy. And you can also you got audio on YouTube for that one as well?
Yeah, audio on East Rutherford. You can check it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go to ktcbroadcasting.com. You can listen to all the games there, folks, on ktcbroadcasting.com. All right, we got to send it away out to the stadiums. Thanks for watching and listening to the Witherspoon Insurance North Carolina KTC Broadcasting pregame show.
Wolfpack supporters are the best in all the land. Listen to the cheerleaders, listen to the band. Look at all the fans, they're cheering on the pack. Always looking straight ahead and never looking back. Why don't you meet me in the Wolfpack Inn? We'll all have lots of fun watching our team win. No doubt about it. Listen, Wolves, my friend. I feel sorry for any team comes to the Wolfpack Inn.